Pablo Picasso, many of you have heard, he was a great painter. He said that everyone was born an artist. And our trick as an adult is to recapture that artist and put it into our life and our life's work. And what all artists do is they'll take something that's actually negative, like a conflict or a challenge or a change, and actually turn it into art. And so that's why I take a lot of the secrets from the world of artists, because it works so well in workplaces to change something and create something interesting that brings joy or insight to people. So we've all had those moments in our life where the impossible became the possible. If you can understand your creative process when you're going through change or challenge, you can then take it with a situation like going to the Amazon or getting the house you want and go, okay, what's this other place I'm stuck, and how do I apply the same process to get from point A to point B? And often it's the same thing over and over again, and all of a sudden you have this incredible tool to rocket ship yourself to where you want to go. So if you've done it before, you can do it again. The more tools you can have in your creativity toolkit, the more employable you are, quite frankly, and the more you're an asset to your organization. And I'm walking along and I see this reflection of a very old woman in a building, and I realized it was me. And I'm walking along like this, and I've got that furrowy thing happening in my brow, and my shoulders are hunched forward, and I realize I do not want to go to my appointment like this. And so I decided I would, this is the act as if part we were talking about, I decided fake it till you make it. So I decided I'm going to throw my shoulders back, lift my chest up, I'm going to smile and pretend like I'm really enjoying getting completely soaked. And I end up at this curb, waiting with about 10 people to cross the street. And there's a big puddle, big mud puddle right there. Bus comes by, totally covers all of us with mud. And I said, excellent! Everybody around me cracks up. We start walking across the street, chit-chatting with each other. That was really weird. I go to my appointment. I'm already 10 minutes late at this point. I've got mascara down my face. I'm just completely bedraggled, covered in mud. And she goes, oh, hello. I tell her the story of what went on, and she just thought it was really fun. And we start chit-chatting. We build rapport. P.S. I got the job. Thank you very much. And I think if I hadn't made that little choice to just fake it, I wouldn't have started to think different thoughts and had fun and changed the situation around. By the time that rocket gets into space, what's left of the rocket? Just a little pointy thing at the top, right? So all that part of the rocket is totally there just to get the rocket out of the atmosphere. So usually during a conflict, challenge, or change, the big amount of energy is going to come at the very beginning to get you out of the atmosphere of the old way. So everything we're doing here in this self-coaching quiz is designed to be jet fuel to get you out of the stuck place you feel out to the moon, where the ideal outcome is. And we're now creating a magnetic pull from one to the other by stating the two. Because what a lot of us do is we just keep talking about the problem, thinking that this is helping, and complaining about it, and thinking who's to blame, and why I don't like it, and in that, you actually create more of that. You just build your gravitational pull to that by creating, like, well, if I didn't have that, what would I like? It's like, again, the artist. You are creating something new. So I'm opening up my artist palette for options. Because you notice sometimes when a negative emotion comes over you, this is how I am sometimes. It feels like this big, green, gnarly monster that came and jumped on me, and I can't get it off. And it owns me. It's like I have no power over it. But the truth is, I did choose it, which means I could choose something else. And now, that's a lot easier said than done. I know people always go, yeah, everyone says choose your attitude, but it's hard only if you're just trying to do it in your head. So here's an example of how not to do it. So right now, I do not want you to think of chocolate cheesecake. whatever you do, do not think of chocolate cheesecake, you know, with the graham crumbs and the 3 layers of chocolate and the little whipped cream. Don't think of that. How many people thought of chocolate cheesecake? Okay, a lot of people. So what happens is we go, okay, I feel negative about this. I don't want to feel negative about it. I don't want to feel frustrated. I shouldn't be feeling frustrated. Frustrated is not a good thing. Not good. Frustrated, don't like. And all of a sudden, you're creating more of it. So what you have to do is what's the way out of that? To not think about what you don't want to be thinking about. Think about something else. Or any of you have had a baby, you know, and the baby's like into eating the dirty Kleenex on the sidewalk. What's the best way to get the baby not to do that? Give it a soother, give it something else, put something colorful in its face. We're kind of the same way. Give yourself something else. Chocolate cheesecake? Celery sticks. Okay, there has to be something better than that. But so that's why we create number 2. It's, okay, what else? What do I want? It's very important that you do your reward for yourself. Because a lot of times we say, oh yeah, I'll go to a movie, but you know what, then we forget. Or you go to a movie, but you don't associate it with this thing that you did. Because I can tell you, I had this huge amount of work to do last April, and I said that once I got through it and I worked through all the conflicts, I would take myself to the movies and buy myself a purse. And I got real busy with a new thing, and I didn't do it. And I was dragging myself through the process of the next project, and I told my husband what was going on, and he said, well, you're not practicing what you preach. You have to go out, and you have to go to the movies, and you have to go buy yourself a purse. So I wake up Monday morning, and I open the bedroom door. He's gone off to work, and there's an envelope that says, I have hidden your computer. If you absolutely need to, you can rip open the envelope and find it, because it was a laptop that he'd hidden under the sofa. And he said, you must go to the movies, and you must buy yourself a purse, and if you do, I will treat you to dinner. Nice guy, eh? So I go, well, he said I had to, so off I go. I go to a matinee on a Monday, and I go and I get myself exactly the purse that I always wanted, and then I come home, he takes me out for dinner. And I can tell you, the next day, I was raring to go. I had so much energy. It was just sort of all of a sudden, I completed the old, I moved on to the next. So very important, even if you're just going to the movies anyways, just say to whoever you're in the movies, I'm doing this because I worked out that conflict with my instructor. And here's another little way to acknowledge yourself for a little quickie. This is a quickie acknowledgement of yourself. So right where you're seated, you just need to put your hands up just like this. And just need to fold down the 3 middle fingers so your pinky and your thumb are sticking out. And then you're going to turn them back and forth like this. And you're going to say, I rock. The smallest level of creativity gives you way more energy than the largest level of consuming. So when you're just sitting, taking something in, as opposed to when you're creating something yourself, you get way more energy. Creativity gives you energy. Even though it feels like work at first, when you get out there and you're doing it, it refills you in a very powerful way.
Carla's workshop was very full of energy, full of enthusiasm, right from the first thing in the morning all the way through to the end of the day. She kept all of the participants, all of us were totally engaged. Her humor, we came away with very useful tools, and it was done in such a way that we were engaged throughout the entire day, and feel very, very energized to go back to work and to start trying out some of the new tips and techniques that we actually received today.